kind of the similarity of this place to Carcassonne in France, which is a big walled medieval city, and all around us here are cliffs, and we're really kind of up on top of a cliff, kind of like a castle. And so somebody, I think, thought that this place kind of resembled that, and so they went from a real simple country name like Gander to a kind of a fancy medieval name like Carcassonne.
I went to the 6th grade in a little building over the hill there. They used to have a used clothing store in it. And then when they got this one built, I went to the 8th grade in this room. And Simeon Hale was my teacher. And then I went to first year high school, and like 2 weeks of finishing the second year of the first semester of the second year. And my mom and dad took me out of school because I wouldn't quit dating Clifton. They figured a girl to get married, she didn't need to have an education. But they wanted me to go to school. Dad said he wanted me to get a good education because he didn't want me to have to work hard like he had all my life. And but I didn't. I wanted the education in Clifton too, so I settled for him instead of education. Well, my father-in-law was getting a bunch of kids up, grown big enough to go to school, to high school, and there wasn't any high school closer to Stuart Robinson. And so he said if Alice Lloyd could do what she did, he could too. And so he built this road across the mountain down here, and he cleared $1,500 on it, and he bought a sawmill with that money, and he cut timber off his land and started building a school up here. And people said he was crazy, he couldn't build a school up here. And they finally seen him in business. They start coming in and help him, and the community come in and helped him. Alice Lloyd sent teachers and books. And the school started in 1924. And in 1939, they had the boys' dormitory built and the girls' dormitory, and the gymnasium, and a kitchen, and a place for the teachers to live. And some guy burned it down because his kid got a whipping. And I can just imagine how my father-in-law felt when he come up here and saw that all burnt down after all he'd put into it. And he asked the county to help build one back, and they wouldn't build it unless he deeded them land. So he deeded them 2 acres of land here, and they built this building that's here now. And I don't remember if they got it done in 31 or 32. It's out there on the cornerstone.
The Appalachian Volunteers had a program called Outpost Education Centers. And Carcassonne was one of those, and I came in kind of working on that project. She was still in high school senior, I think, when I came. No, not exactly. She keeps throwing that up to me. Of course, she remembers when she, first saw me, but all that stuff about the corduroy pants and the sweater and how neat I looked, and love at first sight or something like that. One of the things we did, we started a little community newspaper, and they were, kind of working on the community newspaper, and she interrupted my classes because she needed those guys to lift something or carry, bring in something or other, and I guess I got a little upset about it. And she said something about that that building belonged to her grandma, and if she told her grandma that I was mean to her, that they'd throw me out of there. So anyway, that didn't happen. Actually, the farther one, the white brick one, is a replacement for a little wooden church, and that's where we got married, down there in 1968.
Teresa Helton, they bought a place around there, and they moved back. Yeah, there she comes.
We've been waiting on the boss. Happy anniversary, girls. Well, why is this our anniversary? Our quilting club?
38 years.
38 years.
Really? Well, gee, good.
We should have had
That's her son, he lives in
We sure have.
Lexington.
We thought 20, she says 38.
I thought it's 40-something. Oh, you mean we've all been, since the last time Sue and
It
all?
was 38 years ago today, we voted to start our club.
Oh, okay.
July the 4th.
I said 40, I'm just guessing.
1966.
I went to school here. I didn't graduate. I went to first year high school, and I quit. We lived on Jim Mountain, had walked so far in the wind. But anyway, I went to school here. Then I went off a few years, and then I got married. And my dad bought this school out, and then he went down. He bought it, except this center. He didn't get it, and then I married, and my husband got out of the Army, and we lived over here, and they had all my children raised them here, and I'm still here.
We've taught a lot of young girls here out of Quilt. We taught my granddaughter Teresa and Ella Mae's granddaughter, Ella Mae's daughter-in-law, and an awful lot of young girls that we taught, or young women. But they marry and move off, and more keeps coming.
About 40 years, I'd say I've been into quilting and stuff. I went off a few times, a few years, and come back. Her and I is the only two that's left that's been in the quilting that long. Loretta and Sue and all of them, I don't know how long. How long have you been in it, Sue? Long time.
Now, Sue's from Michigan.
And she married Roger Gent. He was up there, I guess, working with us, Sue. You met him. They married and they come down here and raised their family and stayed, settled down here.
So we've made a mountain girl.
She's a hillbilly now.
And you know about Ann Romaine and Babe Stovall? Ann Romaine's a white lady and Babe Stovall's a black guy. And they came up here to put on a program one night. After they put their program on, Babe Stovall got to showing out with his banjo. He was good at it, and he could play it behind his back, down between his legs and everything. And he was playing some good square dance music. And Clifton said, "Well, why don't we just square dance?" And so he got up and he called it for us, and we started dancing.
I guess this tune that we're going to do next reaches way back to Lee's. It's Lee's biggest hit, without a doubt. I reckon it sold 30 or 40 copies around Carcassonne.
Sat my mule the other day, rode him downtown. Four at times struck up trade, the buzzards had him down. Whoa, mule, say, I ain't got time to kiss you now, my mule's running away. Whoa, mule, say, I ain't got time to kiss you now, my mule's running away.
Well, when the community got together and decided, to fix up the building in the mid-'60s, shortly thereafter, I think largely as a fundraising thing, but also as a recreation thing, so started these square dances. And, we've continued, and now, I guess that's close to 40 years. Some people say that they're the longest running, just kind of local square dances that there are in the mountains.
and stout. Peter took the measles and Peter petered out. Whoa, you say, I ain't got time fishing, now my mule's running away. Whoa, you say, I ain't got time fishing, now my mule's running away.
Well, you know, I think there's a kind of a real warmth in the place. You know, not just, you know, hot sweat in the summer or, you know, a pot-bellied stove in the winter, but, you know, most of the people that come to these square dances are pretty much regulars. You know, most of the people, you know most of the people that are there. And I think we make a real effort to, you know, to be hospitable and friendly to, you know, to people coming in. So, you know, I think there is a feeling of kind of warmth and friendliness and relaxation. No, you know, nobody cares if somebody messes up on the, you know, on the square dance. You know, and if two girls want to dance together, or some little kid that's never danced wants to come out and dance, you know, that's fine. It's, you know, it's not like this is some high-class art where everything has to be perfect. You know, it's just a place for people to, you know, to come and have a good time. One of the kids, it was a student in the high school, and wrote a letter to State Senator Gary Johnson. Something about, you know, there wasn't anything to do in Carcassonne for young people, and you know, apparently the state had so much extra money that they decided, you know, to give us $50,000 maybe to, you know, have a little something for Alan and the boys to do. You know, I think this center does, you know, provide some recreation, a place for young people and adults, for that matter, to go and have a pretty good time. I think, you know, that it's really, you know, in many ways the center of this community. We're trying to hold on to this sense of community, of people knowing each other and caring about each other, having a good time together.
She's drinking away her trouble.
I think somehow we need to try to reach people that you know, would view this as something pretty special, you know, which it is. One of the wonderful things about Eastern Kentucky is the hospitality and the friendliness of people.
Oh, how can I ever stand thee for to see those two blue eyes?
You know, I think this is a wonderful place to live your life, and you know, I'm going to stay here and, you know, until I die.